Woo! A large pose up there as well. Mine. Also mine. Also mine. Oh yeah, there's a bargainer statue I need to go and talk to as well. Considering that apparently they are nearly all sorted. Or I can't remember how many bargainer statues there are, but I think I'm nearly at the end. I've nearly got all of them. I think. Emphasis on I think. That's a lot of pose. Okay, I might go after these pose first, and then we'll go and check out the Gerudo mine. Oh, after I've also taken out some of these enemies. Oh, my shield's finally broke. Okay. Go. Come on. There we go. Hello. Oh, her sword finally broke. That's unfortunate. Never mind then. Cool. Balls. That works. Okay. Hail, Nintendo, welcome. So, I found a master's prospectus that I'm interested in. Awesome! Congratulations. I'm guessing that means you contemplated going for it. IT with project management. Fair enough. Well, considering that you... Oh, that was dumb. Oh, well, considering that you want to go into actually managing into the IT management world, that seems like a good idea. Ow. That was also dumb. Right, I'm up on a button on this one. There we go. It's been so long since I fought one of these fighters. Let's stab it with this. Oh, it's got Gloom Toll on it. Oh, fantastic. Now, where is it? It's up there. Okay. What? Oh, blast. It's because I've been playing my Steam Deck. I've mixed up my A and B buttons. Right. Okay, let's try that again. Gadoosh. Awesome. There we go. Well, it's more I want to reach a higher rank in game dev, and I feel it'll relate more to what I want to do for Happy Star. Fair enough. I mean, if you're going to open up your own studio, then you'll at least need to know how to do project management, and certainly in the world of IT. Along with that, I've started applying for programming jobs early. Also, fair enough. Right, I've killed that thing for the second time, and I've completely destroyed my hoverboard. So, fun! Ooh. I got a photo of you. Nope. Now I do. The thing is, I get the building of experience. But at the same time, if you want to open your own studio, I'd also say just try and go for it. You don't need to build experience with other programmers. It probably helps expedite the issue, but I don't know. Nobody taught me how to build machine learning servers. I figured that all out on my own. Great. So normal Talus can become elemental Talus with the right environment. Oh, fantastic. Cool. You freeze a normal Talus, it turns into a frozen Talus. Ow! Thanks, Wazzock. Bugger off. Right, let's see here. What was I doing again? Oh yeah, I was looking for the Gerudo Canyon mine. Oh yeah, that's the Gloom Toll spear that's nearly dead. Don't need to worry about that. It's easier to get experience working with others, but there's also a chance you don't learn much of anything depending on who you work for. Yeah, that is the gamble. It could end up that you're just a dog's body not learning anything, or it could end up that you're learning all the wrong things. It's a roll of a die. But at the same time, I mean, with IT, I've pretty much had to go by myself. And I tried to teach myself how to play music. I end up discovering very quickly that, well, not quickly, but certainly the hard way, that having a teacher with experience was certainly the way to go. And playing in an orchestra has certainly helped. So there are pros and cons to everything. If you're just starting out, I suppose the idea, yeah, if you're just starting out, then yeah, get at 9 to 5 and learn off other people and go off on your own when you've built enough experience. Though also be cautious of contracts, because some places will very much put it in the contract that if you work for them, you can't own your own side business and you can't work for anyone else. Which may also then end up causing issues, so... You have to be very careful. Especially in the programming world, because it could. Wouldn't surprise me if there have been legal issues where people have gone off on their own side projects and then been pulled up under the argument of, well, you used our code. It's a bit of a minefield, is what I'm trying to say. Keep your wits about you. Is most probably the important thing. Be strategic and try and think a few steps ahead as well. Don't do what I do and think about 25 steps ahead, because then you end up being blindsided by all sorts. Right, or at least I used to. It seems in recent years I've managed to get better at that. So much Zonite. I know, it's amazing, isn't it? Ooh. Right, what can we drop? Boop-a-doop. Okay. Good news, Minoru. Found you a new sword. There we go, perfect. Boing. Right. Next. Not much here, is there? I mean, I found a bit of Zonite, so that's a plus. But with the destruction... Oh, the Master Sword's back. Cool. If you got fired out of nowhere, they can't argue they stole the code legally, as they'd steal your creations. There is also that. Also, never be surprised if you were signed on for a game and then laid off after at least. Sad state of the games industry. Yeah, that's a thing, where you work on a game and then you don't get a position in the credits, or you get on the bad side of someone and they work it so you're removed from the credits. Which is, yeah. Sort of like how academic research works, as far as I can tell. You basically work your backside off for a lecturer, a doctor or a professor, working on a paper for them, and then you don't even get your name put in the paper. That's with the really shady academics. There are pretty decent ones as well. I don't need a giant boomerang. Right, okay, so... that, grab that. Let's blow a hole in this wall. Also, if you're making your own video games, for the love of God, please, please have a lore master on side if you're going to make a long-running franchise. Don't do a Zelda. Don't just go, oh well, we'll just rewrite the entire story. Yeah, don't. Don't do that. They did that with Star Trek and Star Wars as well, from what I can tell. Just don't. Just get somebody, get a fan or... I don't know, an academic if it's Tolkien, and actually have somebody who knows the source, knows the lore, and is able to point out and say, well, no, that's not going to work because that doesn't actually match up with X, Y, and Z. Rather than somebody who just goes, yeah, I think giving everyone amnesia's a good idea. Yeah, we don't need to remember the previous game. It's all just legends, isn't it? Yeah. God damn it. Also, I'm actually good at lore, but I'm not college experienced. You wouldn't have to be college experienced. If you know the source material, if you know the lore, when early days of Marvel, I'm pretty sure not so much on the Disney Marvel now, but in the early days of Marvel, I mean like Iron Man 1, Thor 1, Captain America, the first Avenger, they actually had somebody on staff as sort of a Marvel lore master. It was basically a case of when they were putting together the script and the movie, they were going back to this person and saying, well, in the comics, does this match up? And they would be able to say, well, yes, actually, in the comics, this X, Y, and Z happened. Or they could say, well, no, actually, you're on the wrong track. It didn't happen like this. I recommend you do this. And that's why you ended up with such great films. And then they got rid of that person and they basically just went completely off the rails with all of the lore. They could have done with that with Zelda. They could have said, oh, well, we're actually thinking of doing this. And they go, well, no, that's not a particularly good idea. I would recommend doing this, 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 and this. I don't particularly think rewriting the history of the Master Sword is a good idea. May I suggest you stick to the lore that you have created in Skyward Sword? It's another rant. It's another rant. Maybe I should have... Actually, no, I don't think I would have done well in game development. Yeah, OCD would probably help me along, but... I don't know. It's like if I ever try to write fan fiction. I sort of get one chapter in and that's about it. I'm also now just running around in circles. So let's try and get ourselves back on track here. So... we've now done all that area. There's that, which was the Queen Gibdo. There's that. So there's a few other bits and pieces. I need to go back and do that. But I'll go back and try and tidy up some of these later, I think. There's that. I don't know what that is. That might be a Yiga clan. Unlike, say, Star Wars, where every character seems to know how the lightsaber works and becomes instant experts in sword fighting. Oh, or the fact that now anyone can use the Force if they believe hard enough, and getting stabbed through the stomach with a lightsaber does not kill you. It's just merely a flesh wound. Oh, right, so Qui-Gon Jinn just died of merely a flesh wound in The Phantom Menace, did he? Oh, right, okay. Gosh. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Oh, that he just took... He was just a feeble old man. He just got tapped with a lightsaber and fell over. Now, if it was somebody strong like, oh, I don't know, Rey Skywalker. Oh, Gordon Bennett. Oh, God, I could go on a very long rant about that, and I'm not. I'm going to try and keep it to Zelda. Or in Barbie, where she's meant to be a stereotypical Barbie, but somehow knows how to block a door with a brush. I hate character inconsistencies like that. I too hate character inconsistencies like that. Sometimes you can let it fly in the name of the story. Sometimes you can let it go. But most of the time, it's just, yeah. No, in fairness, I've never seen Barbie, so... it was supposed to only be Jedi that could use lightsabers because of training, but yeah, Disney said that was dumb to them. Yes, because they wanted to sell toys, and they wanted everyone to be able to use the Force, and they just, they got rid of the extended universe. I mean, it's like what they're doing with Star Trek. They've basically gone back. They made a Star Trek episode that was entirely a musical. No, I'm not getting onto the matter. No, Star Trek is definitely going to send me off on a long rant. So instead, I am going to create this 600 630 Zonite. Oh, good golly gosh. Right, okay then. It made it even worse, though, that in the next scene, Barbie struggles to drink a cup of tea. Ah. Yeah. Yeah. Oh! Or, in the new Indiana Jones, The Dial of Destiny. You remember in Raiders of the Lost Ark in the opening scenes? Iconic, where he's with the, I don't know, the chap. One of his assistants, one of the sort of tour guide people showing assistants, I suppose. Basically, him and the last chap standing are going through the caves, and Indy's just going perfectly fine, and the other chap just is ends up covered in spiders. His back's covered in spiders, and he starts to panic, and Indy just goes up with, I think, his whip, and he just goes, whoosh, 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 whoosh. There you go, off you go. And then in the new one, it's basically, oh no, suddenly he's really afraid of insects. Why? This is a man who has been going around the world for 50, probably 50 plus years on adventures, encountering all sorts of things. We understand he ate snakes, but he's probably met many creepy crawlies. Oh wait, what about the Temple of Doom with the spikes coming down? Oh no, right, of course. Actually, no, I don't. Were there insects in that scene? No, no, sorry, I'm getting confused. There was the girl with the insects. The spikes were a different matter entirely. But look, the point is, I don't think Indiana Jones is going to be afraid of a few bugs. And all of a sudden he's afraid of a few bugs. And I don't quite comprehend why. Apart from the fact of, oh, well, we need Helena, or whatever her name was, to show that she is capable of in charge, and therefore we need Indy to be scared of. I don't understand it. It's all mad. It's all just. I don't know what Disney's doing. I really don't. I don't understand all the constant remakes as well. You had all these classic animated films. Why do we need live action remakes of everything? Why? What's the possible point? I wouldn't even say we need remakes in a modern animation style, because it wouldn't compare to the original cell shaded as far as I'm concerned. Call me stuck in my ways, I suppose, but still. What am I trying to pick up? A Royal Claymore. What can I drop? I still haven't figured out what the Star Fragment staff does. It also does 5 damage. Hmm. If I've learned anything from Doctor Who, everything can be solved with a sonic screwdriver. No, everything can be solved by with a sonic screwdriver, or by reversing the polarity of the neutron flow. Oh, sorry, that goes back to the third Doctor, where that seemed to be a running line of his. Just reverse the polarity of the neutron flow. Actually, at a point in Doctor Who, they got rid of the sonic screwdriver because the head writer thought, well, it was just a crutch. It was basically this multi-tool, and the Doctor needs to stand on his own 2 feet and figure it out. So that's why the fifth Doctor didn't actually have a sonic screwdriver. It was basically, I can fix the universe with a kettle or a piece of string. And it's just, so yeah, so that was their way out of it. And then then they brought it back for the sixth Doctor, and then Russell T Davies, who remembered episodes of Doctor Who where the Doctor was basically just sat in a jail cell, not doing much because he didn't have any way out, gave him the nearly psychic paper. So he finally had a sort of get out of jail free card, so you could continue the story going forwards. That's good storytelling. That's good writing. But the key to the good writing is it wasn't used as a massive, over-the-top sort of god-level thing. It was used sparingly, but in the context of the story, which allowed you to get through it. And sometimes you had people who were not affected by the nearly psychic paper, like Torchwood. So don't get me started on Dial of Destiny. People are teleporting and bridges magically being fixed. Utter bollocks, yes. And the character assassination of Indiana Jones. Hence why, as far as I'm concerned, there are only 3 Indiana Jones movies and a very weird epilogue. You know what? I've not used the star staff. No, sorry. Yeah. Oh, actually, just to make it a bit more permanent. There. Right. Oh, Gordon Bennett. There, Royal Broadsword. What did we just fight? A Hinox? Right. So that's down. Did I come up here on a... Yes, I did come up here on a hoverboard. Marvellous. Whee! Oh, I should probably also heal. I'll do. And because I'm pedantic. I think that's the Yiga Clan hideout. Where to now? We are heading towards this Yiga Clan hideout where we're going to get a new schematic and hear about the more exciting adventures of Scientist Yiga and Jim. Maybe even Bob. Still not found Master Koga, though. There's two! It seems that the monsters in this place do not sleep. While exploring, we had no choice but to set up a camp near the nest of monsters. Thankfully, I fought back to my training under Master Koga and realized that if I strapped two mighty bananas to one of the zonite cannons we found, we could obliterate them in 4.2 seconds using the reverse polarity of the neutron flow. As I did this, my colleagues waited for them to sleep to mount an attack. But it was in vain. After all, I had just obliterated them with the power of the neutron flow. We kept watch for 3 days and 3 nights, no sleep. I can taste colours now. It probably helped that I snuck in a couple of crystalline charges. They are delicious, you know. They taste like spearmint. The scientists tell me no, it is a stupid idea, and it took them 3 weeks to catch me last time when I may have had slightly too many of them. But it's okay, because I can taste colours of the rainbow. I shall name them Skittles, I think. Glory to Master Koga! Yours sincerely, Jim. Yes, that sleeping one-eyed giant was an exception. Perhaps it was just very lazy. Either way, I stole his feet.
A secret hot spring was recently located in a valley in the Hebron Mountains. Well, I found that curious, given that most are in Eldon. I have since sent Jim up there to investigate after the incident with the Hinox. Heaven forbid we encounter another issue with him consuming 4 quarts of crystalline charges yet again, washed down with a mighty banana smoothie. However he blended them, I do not understand, but I suspect Zonite technology was involved, or potentially a bokoblin. However, either way, and so forth. Upon being dispatched to this area, I discovered that the spring's source, a waterfall of flowing lava in the depths. Rather intriguing, I must admit. Jim was sent to investigate the lava flow. He unfortunately returned. But at least he looked slightly charbroiled, so I can take great pleasure in that. Hopefully this will teach the boy some lessons, and he will stop trying to consume every rock inside thinking it's a crystalline charged. Either way, put plainly, in terms for this report, this is confirmation of a connection between the depths and the surface. Though most people would probably realize that, considering the depths are, indeed, below the surface. Where else might these connections be, I wonder? Perhaps there's more to discover in this place than I initially thought. Though I suspect that Jim's ideas of trees being disguised as robots in disguise, with one of them calling himself Optimus Prime, might be a little bit out there. After all, robots disguise themselves as trees, not the other way around. Glory to Master Koga! I made a D&D character called Drunk Jim. He speaks no languages, only speaks in gibberish and screams. He only fights with a broken bottle and a rusty knife, and is the very definition of a murder hobo. Everyone knows him, or knows of him, no matter where he goes, and always has alcohol with no money. People know where he get. People never know where he gets the alcohol. He was always either the hero or a villain, depending on who he murdered that day. Fair enough. Maybe he is a far descendant of Yiga Jim. And so we find a death machine. We found the blender! Huzzah! Oh, Gordon Bennett. Right. Right. We've done a thing. Now, to do another thing. Right, I've done that Hinox. Oh, with a black Hinox. Oh, okay. That's fine. There's lava floor falls. I've done that. I've done that. Oh, actually, I'll probably get rid of color. Well, there's a Bronx down there that we should probably tackle. And then after that, we've got that last stretch of Gerudo. Oh! Ooh. I've missed a stretch of North Hyrule. I've also managed to explore a little bit underneath Linnaru or whatever it's called. You'll be in a new territory in 2 weeks. I probably will. Right, do we... How many we got left? Oh, technically
kind of over, but I can probably run a bit longer. So, what do we do? Do we tidy up the north bit of Hyrule, or do we finish up underneath Gerudo Desert? I'm thinking we tidy it. We leave the boss hunting for now, probably pretty much because I'm running a bit low on decent weapons, but also start tidying up Northern Hyrule. Actually, I think that's exactly what I'm going to do, because all I need is my flying... Oh, well, I've lost it now anyway, so I'm going to lose the Zonite. Crumbs. We're at least 78 light routes now, so we've nearly done 10 light routes. That's a plus, I suppose. We're coming up to matching the amount of shrines we've done, I think.